Hey there, Fresh from Fresh and Felicia. This is Felicia. I'm Fresh. And today we're going to talk about the Cricut stuff. Cricketing's kind of evolved into its own verb, hasn't it?
It really has, actually. Yeah. It really has.
So you have just about everything that ever came out by Cricut. And I know you're missing one of the machines, but we'll talk about that in a second, why that is. And tell us about what you have here. What is a Cricut? What do these machines do?
They're electric die cutting machines.
Okay.
Right? They can cut a wide variety of different materials.
So they will cut you until you die. Is that what you're telling me?
Sure.
What does die cutting mean?
So it's an electric cutting machine. So it uses software that you can design things and send to this machine to cut them out.
Okay. Like what? What would it cut?
What you mean, materials?
Yeah.
It will cut. Depending on the machine, the Cricut Joy will cut 50 different types of materials. The Cricut Maker will cut 300 different types of materials, anywhere from removable vinyl to permanent vinyl to iron-on or HTV, glitter vinyl, cardstock. I mean, the list is, I can't do 300.
So these are both Cricut machines, and they look very different. Tell me about the little one first.
The little one is the Cricut Joy. She's the baby of the family. And she cuts 50 different types of materials. She only has one cutting blade accessory that goes with it. You can also purchase the Cricut transfer tool, and it uses pens or markers with it. But It cuts 50 different types of materials, and it only cuts 4.5 inches wide. But it accepts what's called smart material. Smart material or smart vinyl is vinyl that doesn't require a mat and can run 12 feet if the vinyl runs that long, and that's what you can do with it.
It's all Greek to me right now, but I'm sure it'll make sense eventually. Okay, so you have the Cricut Joy, this is called. Coming in any other different colors?
Nope.
Just teal?
Just that
that's
one.
it?
That's it.
All right, and that's the smaller one, a little less expensive, I'm guessing, than this guy. What is this guy?
Absolutely. This is the Cricut Maker 3, and it cuts 300 different types of materials, kind of opens up like, whoa, how you doing? And it will accept, it's got a cutting blade as well, but it accepts 12 or 13 different types of attachments, from debossing to engraving, perforation, a wavy cut, deep knife blades. So you can cut thicker materials on this machine, like chipboard or basswood, balsa wood, where you can't cut those thick materials on the Joy.
Okay. Now this will cut how many different materials?
300 different types of materials.
As opposed to 50.
Correct.
Now, if I'm just starting out in the business, say I just want to do t-shirts, I want to do mugs, small things, paper things, cards, what do I need? Which one would I need?
You would only need the Joy. Yeah. The Joy can do all of those things. Cards, t-shirts, mugs, anything that is smaller in nature, so to speak, and then of course not the thick materials. So you're not going to be able to easily create a design that's this big circle with all this intricate stuff in there and cut it one time on the Joy, because the Joy is only 4.5 inches wide. But the Maker will accept a mat that's 12 by 12 or smart vinyl that's 13 inches wide. So that's a game changer here. And the magnitude of the volume of work that you can produce on the Maker is much greater.
Okay, a little more horsepower in here, a little more longevity.
Yes.
Somebody who's serious about it.
Yeah, if you're thinking about opening up an Etsy shop or a store of some kind, then you probably want to go with more of the Maker than you would with the Joy.
Now there's a model by Cricut in between the Joy and this.
Correct. The Cricut Explorer 3 cuts 100 different types of materials, doesn't have all the tools and attachment that the Maker has. It's kind of that in between. But if it were me and I were looking to make this purchase, I'd probably spend just a little bit more to get the Maker.
Yeah. Because I'd hate to see somebody get the Explorer and they regret not getting the Maker, because it can do 200 different materials, 200 more things that it can't do. Okay, so really there's only two choices in your opinion.
For
the
me,
Joy,
yes.
To start off, for kids, maybe somebody who's just testing the waters, not sure if this is something they want to get into.
Absolutely. This is a lot more portable too, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's just smaller. It's fairly lightweight.
Yeah.
When you go to pick up the Maker, you can also get a tote for it, but it's got a little bit more weight to it than the Joy does.
Okay, so these are the two machines we're talking about. These are both by Cricut. There's competitors who make things too.
There
right?
are absolutely.
Silhouette, Brother.
Yes.
They do kind of the same thing.
Yep, they sure do, and they all have their own software.
Okay.
Cricut's software is called Design Space. And we've used Brother, we've used Silhouette, and we've used the Cricut software. And of the three different kinds, my personal opinion is that the Cricut software is the easiest of the three to use.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
Yeah.
I think it's the easiest. It's most intuitive.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
In terms of doing, we have a lot of people ask us if they want to make clothing, textiles, dresses, quilts.
You can cut fabric on the Maker 3.
On the Maker.
On the Maker with the rotary blade.
Okay, because it does some kind of turning or something where it's a lot more accurate. And also very thin things like crepe paper it's called.
Yeah, crepe paper or even laser paper.
Yeah.
You can cut on the
So it's going to be a lot more accurate than that.
Mm-hmm.
But for most people who just want to do t-shirts, some real easy stuff, some cards, Joy's probably going to be all
Joy's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you get serious about this stuff, think about the Maker. It's about double the price of this, you say? A little bit more than that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But if you're just getting started, budget's an issue, this is a great place to start.
Absolutely. Agreed.
All right, so a lot of people use heat transfer vinyl.
That's correct.
HTV it's called.
Right.
And what do you do with heat transfer vinyl?
So you're going to cut your designs out on either your Joy or your Maker.
So both of them will do that.
They both do it.
Okay.
And then when you're ready to press it onto a shirt, yes, you can use an iron, or you can use the Cricut Easy Press. This is the Cricut Easy Press 2. It looks like a ginormous iron. It's a non-stick surface. This is 9x9. Heats up to 400 degrees and has a timer built in on the front. So Cricut's website has a heat press guide. So if you're using a cotton t-shirt, you're using the Easy Press 2, you're using glitter HTV, and you're using the Cricut mat for pressing on. This is what the Cricut mat would look like. If you're using that, it tells you, once you program all that in, it tells you what the temperature of the Easy Press should be and how long you should heat it for. Or yeah, how long you should press it for. So you would set your temperature based on the guide, set your timer. When it's done and ready, you put it on your design, let the timer run out, and you know exactly how long you're supposed to press something.
Do you have to have a Cricut heat press?
You don't. You don't.
So you could use, there's other brands, other
there
models?
are other brands and other models that you can use, absolutely.
Can you use an iron, a plain iron that somebody has in their house? Essentially, it's a big iron, right?
It really is. You absolutely can, and that's how I started out. But there are some materials like infusible ink, which is kind of a sublimation material that absolutely needs to be heated at 385 or 400 degrees.
And irons don't get that hot?
I don't know that, my iron didn't get that hot.
Okay.
We tested it with a heat gun, whatever it's called, and it didn't get that hot. But the Easy Press does, and that's what helped me be able to press the infusible ink into the shirt and make it adhere really well and bright.
Okay. Yep. And when you're doing these heat transfer vinyl shirts, a lot of people ask, how long do they last?
HTV will last, they say, up to 50 washes. But infusible ink, well, I think it'll last forever, as long as that t-shirt's going to last, because infusible ink actually infuses into the material itself. You can't feel it on your t-shirts, or vinyl you can actually feel on.
I actually have some vinyl shirts, some heat transfer vinyl shirts, the HTV shirts that have lasted more than 50 washes, well over a year old
Absolutely.
now.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
So it can happen if you do it right, with the right temperature, the right pressure.
Yep, and wash them correctly.
Pretty easy to do. A beginner can do this?
Very easy to do. We have lots of videos out there to demonstrate it.
All right. Now, what is this little guy here? What is that?
That is a hat press.
So you can make hats.
You can make hats with the hat press. And the cool thing about the hat press is that it's got that curve like a hat. So you would hold, it actually comes with a form. I don't have it here in front of me, but it comes with a form. You set your hat on that form, cut your vinyl out, and when you're ready, you press this onto the hat. I mean, it's a nice curved, and it's easy, right?
It'd be a little easier than trying to do it with something flat.
Well,
like
you
that,
can
right?
do it with the Cricut Easy Mini Press, but you're going to have to press it several times, right? Where the hat press is just kind of a one and done kind of a thing. Very simple to use.
Okay. That's a lot of stuff, all made by Cricut.
All made by Cricut.
You can buy all this stuff on Amazon, right?
Absolutely.
Or the Cricut website.
Absolutely.
Or a dozen other places.
Yep.
So if you're going to give somebody advice, they want to start maybe a t-shirt company, maybe do some personalized stuff, and maybe sell it on Etsy, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, what would you recommend? If somebody's going to go into a business, start doing, I don't know, 50 pieces a month maybe.
I would say I would get the Cricut Maker and one of the Easy Press machines.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they'd have enough to get started?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't break down on them?
Nah.
How long have you had this machine, this Cricut Maker 3?
Since this one came out in June of 2021.
And how many times have we approximately, how many use it?
I can't even count that high.
Yeah.
I would use this almost every day.
So you have an Etsy store too, and you've done
do.
very well in your Etsy store
Yes.
and craft fairs. We did a craft fair today, and you killed it over there.
Yep.
Congrats, high five.
Thank
Nice
you.
work.
Thank
And
you.
people are loving the personalized stuff you could
Yes,
realize.
absolutely. Personalization is key.
Yeah. So you're doing the heat transfer vinyl, but you also mentioned something called infusible ink.
Yep.
It bakes into the shirt.
Correct.
What's more popular? What are you thinking?
It really depends on what you're looking to do. I mean, infusible ink only comes in so many colors. It's kind of sublimation. If you have a sublimation printer, you can do that too. But the vinyls are, there's a wider variety of colors, I think.
Okay.
And the colors just really are bright and vibrant.
Okay.
But infusible ink will definitely wear and last longer. If you put it on a mug, you can put it on a mug, and that mug, you cannot feel the design on the mug. You throw that thing in the dishwasher.
So
wash it
infusible
without
ink
issue.
will work on shirts, on textiles, and mugs. Certain
Yes.
mugs.
Yes.
That'd be a certain type of T-shirt or mug.
It has to be, for mugs, it has to be a mug that's coated with a sublimation coating.
Okay.
And a t-shirt needs to be high in polyester, so 65% plus is better. The higher the polyester, the more vibrant the design is going to be on a shirt.
I understand
Yeah.
Cricut makes their own. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cricut makes shirts and mugs specifically for the infusible ink.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
They're expensive, or
No, not too bad.
I mean, can somebody buy these and still make a profit on top of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay. All right. So you have a series of videos that walks people through. I mean, it's very generous of you. You have a 6-figure business that you've done on Etsy and trade shows and craft shows. And now you're teaching people how to make this stuff that you've actually made for these shows.
Absolutely. Why not?
And you're giving these away?
Why not?
That's pretty generous.
Thank you.
So how many, 10, 11 videos that show all this stuff, including the Design Space software?
We have 3 out now, and we've got a list of, I think, 11 more to go.
So by the time you watch this, they'll probably all be out there.
I'll be out, hopefully.
So you're going to cover what? What do you cover in these videos?
We are covering t-shirts to mugs to making stickers, signs, wall words. I mean, a wide variety of things that you can make with the Maker or the Joy and actually make money off too.
Yeah. So everything you've seen on YouTube that people have shown you, but they didn't really go through step by step, or you're taking it back a notch and kind of slowing down a little bit.
Trying to slow down, trying to show you the step-by-steps. There's a detailed video that we're putting together on how to use Design Space and all the pieces and parts of that tool to really show how to use it. Not just talk what they do, but actually show you how each one works, each part.
Is it also true that you're writing a blog series for each one of these videos?
Yes, it is. That's
For people who
that is in the works.
need something to follow along with the video, they'll be able to follow the written instructions with pictures?
Absolutely, step by step on exactly how to do the process.
That's super generous of you.
Right?
You're a good person.
Thank you.
Listen, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment, and share this with other people who might be interested in doing something like this. And remember, it's all about you. You can go as far as you want to take this and make as much money and leave your day job like you did.
I did.
Good work.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Please comment if you have any questions. We're happy to take a look at those and try to address those in a subsequent video.
In order to use the Cricut cutting machines, you have to have Cricut's software, which is called Design Space. It's free to download from Cricut's website and free to use, but there is a paid subscription to what they call Cricut Access. This isn't a requirement. You will still have access to some images, some fonts, and some projects. But if you do get Cricut Access, you will have access to more images and fonts and you will know what to do with. So this is what Cricut's Design Space software looks like. We do have a detailed video that walks you through all aspects of the software and what each piece's parts and components mean. But let's just do a quick overview here. Let's say that you just purchased the Cricut Joy and you want to make your first t-shirt. Let's start with something really easy like an image from the image library. So from the left menu, let's go to templates and let's scroll down through here and look for a t-shirt. Once we find our t-shirt, simply just click on it and it will add an outline to your canvas. This is what we call our working area, our canvas. This outline, this template is not going to print nor is it going to cut, but it will give you a guide for how to size your images. So then from the left nav menu, let's click on images. And in the search box, let's type in Be Kind and click the search button. And here gives you a listing of all the images that come up in the results for the words Be Kind. And let's scroll down and find an image that works for us and simply click on it and then click on Add to Canvas. In the bottom left, go ahead and click the minus sign, but this is the zoom section. Click on the minus sign to see the entire t-shirt and click on and drag your Be Kind image into place. You can size it by clicking on any one of the corners, one of the boxes, and drag it in to size your image to what you think looks great on your t-shirt. Once you have it sized the way you want, you are simply ready to cut. So that's how easy the software is to use. We do have a detailed video on how to make a t-shirt, and we'll link that below.